A battle of the Carolinas in the Sweet 16. Tar Heels looking for their 8th Elite Eight, but the first since 2014. It would be a 6th appearance for South Carolina. They tip it right to Aaliyah Boston, the All-American, the quick step around, boom!
Euro step from Aaliyah Boston right out of the gate.
Let's take a look at tonight's Capital One starting lineups. First for the North Carolina Tar Heels. You got a lot of sophomores in this lineup, but you have a veteran in Carly Littlefield, who is their leader.
Well, and she knows the offense that Courtney Banghart wants to run, familiar because she played 2 seasons for her at Princeton.
Littlefield on the inbound right now for the Tar Heels and gets it to Deja Kelly, the first team All-ACC selection. Pulls up at the elbow, pretty shot.
Woo, we getting ready to get some offense, Courtney Lyle.
Hey, that's what South Carolina needs because their guards have been struggling to shoot the basketball. They have plenty of paint points, but they need Destiny Henderson and Zaya Cook to get going.
They do. North Carolina is going to pack it in the paint. They're going to make South Carolina's guards prove they can knock down shots.
Deja Kelly creating space for herself. Rebound by Aaliyah Boston and gets it up to Destiny Henderson. This is Zaya Cook. Feeding Boston, 3 defenders on Aaliyah Boston. Gets the rebound. Get yourself to the free throw line, Aaliyah Boston.
Aaliyah Boston posting up strong. Look, there's 3 players, 4 in blue around Aaliyah Boston, but no problem. And I saw some emotion from Aaliyah Boston. She called it out and won.
Anya Poole called for her first foul for North Carolina. Boston with all 5 of the Gamecocks' points. And Deja Kelly gets fouled going inside the paint. That foul's going to be on Zaya Cook. Well, Dawn Staley, she's got to be happy with her defense and her team's record. 31 wins. And her defense is one of the top defenses in the nation. It's what's got them to this point.
Well, they lead the nation in block shots. They crash and dominate the glass, rebound, and they force bad shots. And they force that right there, turnovers.
Yeah, while South Carolina's offense was quiet in those first 2-round games, their defense was electric. Set an NCAA tournament record, just allowing 54 points over 2 games as Destiny Henderson, the corner 3.
In talking to South Carolina, we talked to Destiny Henderson and Zaya Cook, and you could tell both of those players, they were ready and looking for having a good game here in the Sweet 16.
It's a 6-0 run for the Gamecocks. And again, the defense coming through.
And I'm going to tell you, you watch, Bree Bill is going to move around and guard several different players for North Carolina. She's starting out on Todd Williams. But if Deja Kelly continues to go offensively, looking to score, you'll see Bree Bill take her on as well.
Bree Bill is number 12 in white for South Carolina at the bottom of your screen right now. Henderson putting up another 3! Feeling it! Gamecocks coming out saying, don't question our offense.
Hey, she said, you said what?
Yeah.
About missing shots?
Destiny Henderson in the postseason coming into this game just hitting 24% from the field. Deja Kelly trying to find room. A lot of trees inside in this game. And that's what they needed. Carly Littlefield, the veteran on this UNC team from the corner.
Everybody for North Carolina is an offensive threat from the perimeter. They'll play a 5-out type offense, and they look and they move the ball to get a great shot.
Oh, the extra hustle from Anya Poole to get that basket. basketball for the Tar Heels. Up ahead, the bucket by Kennedy Todd Williams.
Look, the best way to score against the size of South Carolina, get down the floor in transition. Zia Cook getting the in on the party.
Cook's first shot goes in. South Carolina starting out 5 for 7. Look, we've seen the fight of this North Carolina team. They had to go all the way to Arizona and win twice on Arizona's home floor.
But there's no slowdown in this Tar Heel game. As soon as they get possession of the ball, you watch Carly Littlefield. She finds and knows that Todd Williams is going to be streaking down the court to get the easy two.
Littlefield back to Poole. Alyssa Usby battling on position with Victoria Saxton. Shot clock winding down. So smart for Deja Kelly because Saxton is a big defender down low.
That little runner, little teardrop up over the shot blocker, Deja Kelly. That was a good read.
Kelly just a sophomore. North Carolina's got it back. Littlefield afraid of no defenses. A 9-2 run for the Heels.
See how far off North Carolina is sagging off the post game. Victoria Saxton way down in the paint.
It is easy to see Courtney Banghart reflected in her team. That toughness, that spunk. I mean, she has brought something different to North Carolina, and they're in the Sweet 16 in her 3rd season taking over this program.
Well, she knows what she's looking for to fit the style, that motion offense that she likes to play. And she also wants players that are tough, ready to prove themselves, to do the work, to get the respect she feels North Carolina needs.
Second chance won't go for South Carolina. Cook's shot was off. First Sweet 16 appearance for North Carolina since 2015. Reveal going by Todd Williams. Missed the shot. This is Alyssa Usby. Saxton all over it.
Destiny Henderson needed to bring her offense, number 3 for the South Carolina Gamecocks. Well, she has stepped up big already out of the gates from the start. Splash! Gamecocks are out and rolling.
Before Aaliyah Boston ever stepped foot on campus, Dawn Staley asked her to be totally selfish and write down what she personally wanted to achieve in a Gamecock uniform. Here is what she wrote down. All-American. She did that her sophomore year. SEC Player of the Year. This year, her junior year, she accomplished that. National Player of the Year and National Championship. 2 things left to check off, guys, and still in the running for it.
Well, she's the leading candidate, Steffi Fort, Naismith Player of the Year. And the reason that I believe that Aaliyah Boston is it's her efficiency rating, both offensively and defensively. How she affects the game for her team on both sides of the floor.
Yeah, those 4 finalists were announced this week, and that award will be given out before the Final 4 next week. But, I mean, that's so cool to have that list already written down when Aaliyah Boston came in and 2 things checked off. And remember, she still has another year of basketball coming. And look, there's a great list of the 4 finalists. Aaliyah Boston, Caitlin Clark, Elisa Cunane, and Alyssa Smith. These are all outstanding players. But as you said, Carolyn, Aaliyah's impact is felt on both ends of the court, and also she distributes. We saw in their last game against Miami, she didn't have her best efficiency night when it came to offense. She was 4 for 12, but she still was making other things happen for South Carolina.
Yeah, she didn't let her offense affect the other aspects of the game. She just still brought the energy. She still was defending away from the basket. And look, she's done that with her team going undefeated 11-0 versus ranked teams. She's played some of the stiffest competition in the country.
Yeah, no other team has that many wins against ranked opponents. South Carolina just 2 losses on the season. Those were to Missouri and then to Kentucky in the SEC Tournament Championship game. Deja Kelly. Right now, North Carolina's getting layups.
Deja Kelly ain't messing around. She has been aggressive, looking for her buckets from the start. Like I told you, all 5 players for North Carolina on the floor are a scoring threat.
And Deja Kelly's their leading scorer at 16 points per game. She's at 6 already. Zaya Cook stepping into the 3. 5 points for Cook. South Carolina had missed their previous 5 shots.
You have 2 different styles of defense. North Carolina, they're packing it in. South Carolina, when they're on defense, they're having to respect from the perimeter. Every player has got one-on-one responsibilities.
Alexandra Zelaya's shot is off the mark. Rebound into the hands of South Carolina. Henderson up ahead, no. Boston's putback won't go.
Nobody, oh, that's a bad matchup.
I thought she was going to drive past Saxton.
Yeah, that's what I thought. A little shot fake and blow by would have been a good idea.
And North Carolina has 10 paint points so far. Boston hustling after the rebound. And back to the free throw line goes Aaliyah Boston. I think it was Eva Hodgson who hit the deck hard for North Carolina. Wow, Aaliyah Boston, 8 rebounds right now.
Well, it'll be short on the clock to getting to that 27th double-double at this rate.
Boston, the SEC Player of the Year, the SEC Defensive Player of the Year, is already a first-team AP All-American this season.
You know, I've noticed something different about Aaliyah Boston. When she steps to the line, when it is her first free throw, she faces the other direction and goes through her motion mentally of how she's going to shoot the ball.
Well, I'd say it's working because she just got both of them.
Hey, look, when you find a rhythm that works for you, keep it consistent.
She told us after that Miami game, I was rushing my shot. My release was too quick. I've been trying to slow down over these last few days since that Sunday game against Miami.
You know, she worked so hard over the summer, really working on how to improve on her game, and part of that was court awareness, understanding she is the best player on the floor, and there are going to be 2, 3, 4 defenders coming at her. She can't rush.
Hodgson. Todd Williams rips the rebound away from Camila Cardoso, and it's a bucket for Eva Hodgson. You want toughness? Look at North Carolina. Letitia Amihir driving baseline for South Carolina.
That's a strong move by Letitia Amihir. It has been fun to watch. You watch Kennedy Todd Williams. She ain't afraid of nothing. She has been going inside. Deja Kelly, she's brought her offense as well for North Carolina, number 25.
That's 8 points for Deja Kelly.
North Carolina has said, South Carolina, you might be number 1, but this is about pride, the state border. You've got Eva Hodgson using the rim to protect it, and then Deja Kelly, mid-range jumper. She's been eyeing the basket since she got off the bus.
This North Carolina team won its first 13 games of the season. They're in the Sweet 16 for the first time since 2015, and they've used this starting lineup all season long. Zelaya hits from mid-range. Lily Grissett sneaking behind the defense. It's time now for our player spotlight, and it's brought to you by SiriusXM. Look at the talent that we have in our 2 Sweet 16 games. We're getting to see Aaliyah Boston and Deja Kelly right now, but wait for later tonight over on ESPN2, Ashley Jones and Lauren Jensen. You think there's going to be some 3 balls in this arena?
Oh, there's going to be tons of threes taken. You've got Ashley Jones that can score at all 3 levels, and Lauren Jensen, 60.6% of her scoring comes from outside the three-point line.
Ooh, those are two of the top three-point shooting teams in the nation. That game is going to be approximately 9:30 Eastern tonight over on ESPN2, Creighton and Iowa State.
Look at Lauren Jensen from Creighton, the way that she played against Iowa. She hit that big bucket to seal the deal to get her team here to the Sweet 16.
Against her former team.
Against Iowa, that's right.
North Carolina has been driving to the basket and getting paint points against this Gamecock defense as Hodgson takes it in once again.
Well, what North Carolina is doing is they are daring South Carolina, their guards. You have got to get over those ball screens. If you go underneath, North Carolina's going to shoot it. If you're late trying to get over the top, then they're taking advantage and going all the way to the rim.
Eva Hodgson at the free throw line. First foul called on Henderson. Want to remind you the NCAA Men's Basketball Championship Sweet 16 continues tonight on CBS and TBS. For more information on game times and networks, go to ncaa.com. Under a minute to go here in the first quarter. North Carolina with a 1-point lead over South Carolina. Ami here to the block. Brissett can't finish the putback. And Carly Littlefield will set things up here for North Carolina. Shot clock still on for the Tar Heels. Usby. Fade away, just a bit short. Gamecocks can take the last shot of the quarter.
Destiny Henderson recognizes it. I would expect for her to receive a high ball screen and then go make it happen.
Bree Hall in the corner. How about from the other side from Henderson? Too much, and South Carolina won't get that shot. It will be the UNC Tar Heels leading by a point. We will hear from their head coach, Courtney Banghart, when we come back to Greensboro.
Back in Greensboro here with North Carolina head coach Courtney Banghart, and you guys were able to really counter South Carolina's height. How were you able to do that in the first quarter?
No, I just think our guys have a ton of fight. This game takes a lot of head and a lot of heart. My guys got both.
What do we expect to see from you defensively in the second quarter?
You know, this is a juggernaut, at all positions. So we're going to have to continue to swarm and be active with our feet and our hands and try to contest them to just one shot.
Thanks, Coach.
Appreciate you.
Courtney Banghart's UNC Tar Heels up on South Carolina 23-22. Look, when we talk about the Gamecocks, Carolyn, we usually talk about paint points because 53% of their points come in the paint. No, we're talking about it for the Tar Heels right now. They're crushing it in the paint.
Even though South Carolina has a height advantage, it is the points in the paint that North Carolina has been able to get to inside. The defense for South Carolina has been smothering on the perimeter, so how do you relieve that pressure? You attack, and that's exactly what North Carolina has done.
North Carolina coming out shooting 56% from the field to start this game. Getting those high percentage looks down low.
Look, Carly Littlefield is paying attention to Destiny Henderson. Everybody else, if your player doesn't have the ball, you're in the paint for North Carolina.
And they strip it from Zia Cook. Todd Williams playing some defense on Cook. And it's going to be North Carolina ball. Third turnover by the Gamecocks.
Yeah, South Carolina's got to recognize you aren't going to be able to penetrate and drive with 4 players in the paint. You've got to body move, your body has to move, and then the basketball's got to move.
Zelaya hands off to Littlefield. Deja Kelly, she's North Carolina's leading scorer right now. Look, we asked Aaliyah Boston, when is South Carolina at its best? She said, when we're moving and the ball is moving.
You see right now, when the defense sinks in the paint, a lot of times you just pass around the perimeter. No, you've got to move and cut. You've got to pass and cut.
And Letitia Amihir turned right into Alyssa Usby. Todd Williams the trail. Draws the foul by Bree Beal.
Todd Williams has been playing some phenomenal basketball. She is such a terrific athlete. She has come along as of late, and especially when she's looking for her mid-range jumpers.
Now, talking to Courtney Banghart about Kennedy Todd Williams, she said, look, just be Scottie Pippen. Don't try to stuff one stat sheet. Be good at everything. Just casually said that.
Well, in 7 straight games, she has scored in double figures.
Yeah, she's averaging 14 points over those last 7 games. And you see the big games. Remember, this North Carolina team, they have a win over Louisville. She had 17 points in that game, and then 19 points in their win over Arizona in the second round on Arizona's home court.
I love how she plays. She plays hard every play, and she's got to play a lot of minutes for North Carolina. They only go about 7 deep.
Meanwhile, South Carolina won for its last 10.
You see South Carolina pass around the perimeter and stand. You got to cut. You got to make the defense guess where you are.
Todd Williams gets tripped up. Turnover right back to the Gamecocks.
Yeah, you got to pass and cut. Make the defense have to shift. If you just pass the ball around the perimeter, the defense doesn't have to go anywhere.
Zaya Cook with the triple. Man, just watching Aaliyah Boston, she is covered up down low right now by Malu Chitenge. Deja Kelly. Boston putback will go. 8 second chance points for South Carolina.
Got to keep an eye on the rebounds. Right now, they're both tied, 13-13.
Pretty good way to start the Sweet 16 with this matchup.
Yeah, both these teams playing to get to the Elite Eight, but you know there's pride on the line when you've got that border war.
Usby's got to take it. Clock was winding down. Second opportunity, Littlefield. South Carolina ball. Aaliyah Boston right now, 9 points, 9 rebounds.
Got to get on the glass for South Carolina right now, and that's exactly what Aaliyah Boston is doing, creating those second chance opportunities. Look, the paint is crowded, so you got to put the shot up and then battle on the glass.
5 ties, 4 lead changes so far. Henderson had to go way over Usby. Tosses it back in bounds to Littlefield. North Carolina had a lot of success early driving to the basket.
Well, you see all 5 players who are switching, but they're going to call that foul on Aaliyah Boston.
That's her first.
I just think that's it. It's the slight bend of the arm. The officials are going to call that. There was body contact. Both players were vertical, but I think just that slight collapse of Aaliyah Boston's arm caused the official to call that foul.
It's Carly Littlefield at the line, the transfer from Princeton. We asked her about playing for Courtney Banghart. She said, well, she got me the first time and then got me a second time. So that tells you something about what kind of coach she is.
Well, and Courtney talked to her about, look, you're a transfer. You've got 1 year left. It's a short amount of time. So she said that we need you here, and you're going to be a major piece of what they have at North Carolina. And that really sold her on coming to Chapel Hill.
Yeah, she asked a lot. You got to come in and be vocal and be our leader immediately. She gave credit to her teammates. They have embraced her from the start. Bree Beal pulls up for the mid-range game. Foul on the floor. And it's on Alyssa Usby of the Tar Heels, her first. Destiny Henderson will take his seat. Zia Cook back in for South Carolina. She will inbound. Cook off the screen, the pull-up. Look, she has battled through some shooting woes, but she's got that confidence tonight.
Well, you saw it come back a little bit against Miami. She got into some foul trouble. She had 8 points, but now it looks like Zia Cook is more comfortable on the floor and when she's taking shots into her rhythm.
And she's already got 10 today. 7 seconds, Deja Kelly. Usby elevates. And a shot clock violation, so it will be South Carolina ball. You seen anything change defensively for South Carolina?
They're switching 1 through 5, where before they were switching 1 to 4 and trying to leave a protector inside, but that's when North Carolina got outside opportunities. So now switching 1 through 5, all 5 players are going to be responsible for defending the shot and the drive.
North Carolina had a 1-point lead at the end of the first quarter. And that's a travel on Camila Cardoso. You want a little drama in the Sweet 16? You put 2 bordering states on the court. North Carolina, South Carolina. Only one team is moving on to the Elite Eight. Since 2015, and Courtney Banghart is trying to get this program back to the Elite Eight for the first time since 2014.
Alyssa Usby and Deja Kelly said that both the men and women's basketball team, they have a tight connection even at the football games. The 2 programs, they sit together, they talk sports. They've got a lot in common.
So really special, and just says even more about how special it is for both of their programs to be at this round of the tournament. Ball goes out of bounds off of South Carolina.
Courtney Banghart just now, guys, was talking to her team about the ball is sticking offensively. They want to move the ball and then become a moving target on the offensive side of the floor. And then defensively, heck, they're going to switch it up defensively, but she wants them to try to bait, to try to get some steals like they did in the second, to start the second quarter at that high post position.
But I think, Steffi, one of the things in changing up the defenses, never allowing South Carolina to get into a rhythm offensively.
South Carolina shooting 34% from the field, but they've had to settle for a lot of outside shots. 6 seconds. Grissett driving. It'll stay with South Carolina, just 3 seconds on the shot clock.
Here's what's tough about what South Carolina is doing is when you just plant Camila Cardoso on the block, her defense stands right there, so they always know where she is. All 5 players need to move, even if it's a flash to the high post and then back down to the block.
Hard shot for Cardoso, who misses on the fadeaway.
Yeah, you see South Carolina, they are switching all 5 spots. That's how Cardoso got switched off on Littlefield.
And she's going to draw the foul. First foul on Camila Cardoso. Look, we've told you about Carly Littlefield. Well, let me tell you how she's achieving the impossible. It's brought to you by Adidas. I bet you didn't think we were going to talk about pig wrestling in this game.
Yeah, I did think that was impossible, but
Yeah.
we have brought that up. But it was so fun to talk to her about the pig wrestling. And I said, is there technique to this? She said, oh, yes. She said, you got to have strong legs. You got to have a strong base. She said, the mud comes up to about your knees. And she said, those little suckers, they're quick. You've got to kind of herd them in to keep them around in the mud.
Coach Peck, are you going? Oh, there's an offensive foul. And it's called on Camila Cardoso. Are you going, me or Steffi, taking your pig wrestling champion?
I'm the pig wrestling champion.
No way.
I'm going for that.
Come on. I'm deceptively quick.
You are quick, but I'm going to tell you that the
What are you
leg
gonna tell me?
strength that Courtney Lyle has.
I mean, I
Fair.
am lower to the ground also.
Lower center gravity.
Yeah.
It matters. Thank you, Carly.
That was the second foul on Camila Cardoso. North Carolina 0 for 6, now 0 for 7 from the field here in the second quarter.
And Dawn Staley had taken out Aaliyah Boston. She's been out for a minute. We talked about her coming out in the Miami game and felt like that may have thrown Aaliyah out of her rhythm. She has gotten back to it. Her shot was looking a lot better at the start of this game. Will this affect her? Will she start to rush with the pressure from North Carolina's defense?
Oh, that was so scary because I thought Victoria Saxon was going to step on the basketball. It'll be a bucket for Kennedy Todd Williams.
This is what you want in the Sweet 16, a tight battle, close game. Both of these teams, they're playing very well and defending each other, and nothing's coming easy.
Must be on that last bucket. That was a pretty shot from Zia Cook.
Rhythm, 1-2 step. She get her feet set, and just about every time, Cook is money.
13 points for Zia Cook. It'll be South Carolina ball. Want to remind you, coming up on the Degree halftime report, Degree in the studio, Stanford's Sister Act, plus the Sweet 16's hottest teams as our Sweet 16 coverage continues. That's on Degree coming up in the studio. We will have Sweet 16 games for you tonight and also all day tomorrow starting at 11:30 Eastern on our ESPN family of networks.
Lexi Hall coming off 36 points. She was on fire in Stanford's last game.
Could not miss, a career high for her. Destiny Henderson. South Carolina has hit 6 3-pointers. Henny's got 3 of those. Deja Kelly trying to get some room. Yeah, she's going to draw the foul. It's on Lily Grissett. How about Henny's shot?
Guards, no rush and rhythm, and there's no question mark when they're pulling the trigger on their shots. Total confidence. It is the right time. It is the right shot, and she's knocking it down.
So that's the 5th team foul here. It puts Deja Kelly at the free throw line. Two more points for North Carolina, but they have only scored 5 points here in the second quarter.
They could go 2 for 1 if they can score quick. It took too long.
Henderson pulls up. She's got 11.
So now, again, you're going to see North Carolina, they're going to go ball screen action, cause some switching, and Deja Kelly is attacking and doing a terrific job of getting herself to the free throw line.
And that's going to be the second foul on Lily Grissett.
Deja Kelly's such a smart player. She recognizes how she's being defended.
Last 3 games, Deja Kelly has averaged 20.3 points per game. In the first round, she had 28 points in their first round game against Stephen F. Austin.
Deja Kelly, this is first team All-ACC. She's the top free throw shooter in the ACC, and she gets there quite often.
Yeah, McDonald's All-American, the Jordan Brand Classic, the Texas Gatorade Player of the Year. Doing some damage in the Carolina blue.
But you know, it's not really a bad foul. Yeah, you give up 2, but you also get the ball back. You have an opportunity to get those 2 back if you take the right shot.
They've got Henderson and Cook on the floor right now. Cook with the basketball. Oh! Zia Cook will take that.
You got 2 options for South Carolina with the 2 guards on the floor, Zia Cook and Destiny Henderson. Zia Cook goes up. She's on one, and the finish draws the foul on Todd Williams.
Look, Zia Cook coming in, she was a highly rated recruit, and she made all kinds of crazy shots on her Instagram. I mean, she was kind of known for that before she even put on a South Carolina uniform. South Carolina's defense holds North Carolina to just 8 points in the second quarter. But it was a battle in that first half.
Good sign for South Carolina is their guards are making shots. Good sign for North Carolina. They're getting a little bit from everybody.
Zia Cook is standing by with Steffi.
Zia, you were cooking there in the first quarter. What was working for you?
Just finding my open shots. My teammates was finding me, making sure I'm staying calm and just knocking my shots down.
What do you think will be most important to address here at the half for your team?
Defense. I think defense is going to win this game. We got to stay aggressive and don't get any more turnovers.
Thank you, Zia.
Thank you.
And South Carolina is a good defensive team. They're one of the top defensive teams in the nation. And North Carolina pushing them right now. The border battle continues. South Carolina on top of North Carolina at the half, 39-30. Geico, Cook and Henderson were a combined 6 for 26 from 3 in their first 2 NCAA tournament games. Well, guess what? South Carolina 6 for 11 from 3 tonight, and all of those coming from Henderson and Cook.
One of the things that I noticed in the first half was lack of movement. South Carolina needs to have all 5 players move. They can't just plant the post on the block because that allows North Carolina's defense just to sit there on top of them.
And Zia Cook stepped out of bounds. 8th turnover for South Carolina. North Carolina led after the first 10 minutes of this game. They were up 23-22, and then we saw South Carolina's defense change.
Well, Deja Kelly was really forcing the issue. The thing that she was able to do was drive the ball in the middle of the floor. When the ball comes to the middle and the defense has to collapse, that's where openings happen for your offense.
And Deja Kelly with 12 points to lead UNC. This is Kennedy Todd Williams. More paint points for North Carolina. Tar Heels looking for their first Elite 8 since 2014. For South Carolina, it would be their 6th Elite 8 in program history with a win tonight. Ironically, the last time North Carolina was in the Sweet 16, they faced South Carolina here in Greensboro. Yeah. Is that your Twilight Zone music?
That's it, yes.
Saxton on the bucket.
I kind of felt a little Twilight Zone at our hotel. You started mentioning ghosts.
It's like Disney's Haunted Mansion, right? Okay. I'm just saying.
It makes me scared.
Deja Kelly, not scared. We have seen so many aspects of her game already on display tonight. That puts her at 14 points.
And Deja Kelly has such a sweet jump shot. And when you're going to switch on a ball screen, you cannot wait defensively for the offense to come to you, because Deja Kelly, when she gets that opening, she's going to finish.
Oh, Victoria Saxton way up into the air and went over a North Carolina player. Nothing extra on that play. They were just both trying to get the basketball.
But Victoria Saxton has one of the best verticals on this South Carolina team. Thank goodness she has the athleticism to be able to fall correctly.
She's still on the floor. Destiny Henderson right around the defense. She's got 13.
Keep an eye on Anya Poole and Aaliyah Boston. They got tangled up in that last trip down on the other end.
Busby loses the basketball. Up ahead to Henny. You see Boston, number 4 in white. She's battling right now with Alyssa Usby. Boston 9 points, 9 rebounds, looking for that 27th straight double-double. Second foul on Alyssa Usby. Traveling violation on Boston.
I didn't see her move her pivot foot. I thought it stayed on the floor.
North Carolina has led in this ball game. Their largest lead was at 2 in the second quarter, but they were held to just 8 points in that second quarter.
I love to watch Destiny Henderson play. She's got such quickness, terrific change of pace, and a fantastic offensive rebound by Victoria Saxton.
And that's what makes South Carolina dangerous. They missed the first shot. Well, guess what? They're one of the best offensive rebounding teams in the nation. They're 3rd in offensive rebounds per game.
That was 10 rebounds for Aaliyah Boston. She only needs one more point to get that 27th double-double in a row.
Against Miami, it was getting late in that game. We were wondering if 26 was going to come.
It took a while, and she got her final point basket at the free throw line.
But guys, remember Dawn Staley said coming into this game offensively that they had been so focused on taking the good shot, then they were searching for a great shot, ended up being in panic mode and taking a bad shot. I've seen from the guards today taking good shots, but looking assertive and aggressive offensively, guys.
Yeah, I'd agree with you, Steph. And they were rhythm shots. And the other 4 players on the floor knew when the shot was coming. There were no surprise shots. So when you're taking predictable shots, then you can get into position to rebound.
Alyssa Usby with the bucket on the other end for North Carolina. Henny with the shot fake. 27 double-doubles in a row for Aaliyah Boston. Zelaya inside and she gets fouled. Look, remember, the double-double record was 19.
Well, Aaliyah Boston has just been on a roll, consistent. When you talk about whether or not she is should be the Naismith Player of the Year, well, the consistency that Aaliyah Boston brings, I think that checks the box.
Alexandra Zelaya at the free throw line for North Carolina. Drops in both.
It'll be interesting to watch Dawn Staley manage the minutes of Aaliyah Boston. She felt like Boston got tired a little bit in that Kentucky game. She has to, it is very wearing with the amount of physicality that Aaliyah Boston has to play against.
Yeah, that Kentucky game was the SEC Tournament Championship game, and South Carolina was upset by the Wildcats. Offensive foul on Zaya Cook. Carly Littlefield got down there and got in position. Second on Cook.
As both these teams are so good defensively, we saw Victoria Saxon get the deflection on one end, and then Carly Littlefield, she saved the day getting back and drawing the charge.
Hodgson trying to go back door. Second foul called on Bree Beal.
Kelly off ball screens.
Rems in and out. Zelaya, offensive rebound and putback. Alexandra Zelaya. Looking inside, but North Carolina's got him covered up. There's Boston flashing across the paint, has it stripped by Deja Kelly.
Yeah, anytime it comes inside, there's going to be 4 blue jerseys in there.
The finish on the other end for Deja Kelly, the first team All-ACC selection. It's a 6-0 run for the Tar Heels.
Deja Kelly with 16 points for North Carolina.
Saxton to the free throw line when we come back, but the streak continues. Aaliyah Boston, 27 straight double-doubles.
And right now, South Carolina, they're up 4 on the back of Aaliyah Boston, but Deja Kelly for North Carolina ain't gonna go away. Ladies and gentlemen, we in for a good one down the stretch. Deja Kelly, only a sophomore, but playing like she is much more mature than that. She has brought the aggression on the offensive side for North Carolina. She has 16 points, 6 of 13 from the floor, off ball screens, attacking, driving. Doesn't matter who guards her. Deja Kelly, she's going to get buckets.
We asked her what sold her on Courtney Banghart and North Carolina, and she said, I asked Courtney the tough questions. How are you going to build me as a player, a person, and build my brand? And Courtney had an answer for all of those things, and that's why she picked North Carolina. And she told us those things are happening. She's seeing results, and this is just her second year with the program. Courtney is following through with Deja about their goals, and one of those goals was that Deja wants to be a sportscaster, and so she has become an anchor at the UNC School of Journalism, anchoring on their Sports Extra program.
And look, we noticed when had her in the interview, she speaks very eloquently, she's got good rhythm, she makes good quick points.
Well, guys, according to Open Doors, of the remaining players, men's and women's in the NCAA tournament, Deja Kelly is ranked 7th as the most marketable athlete in the NCAA tournament, so you could say Courtney Banghart also following through on helping her build her brand.
Yeah, that's so interesting when you sent us that, Steffi, about with all the NIL deals, how these student athletes are capitalizing on those. I know Zaya Cook's got some, Destiny Henderson, Deja Kelly, of course.
Absolutely. There's a lot of great opportunities for athletes nowadays, and Deja Kelly is taking full advantage.
Aaliyah Boston, mid-range game, already has that 27th straight double-double.
See, I think when Aaliyah Boston is taking advantage of that mid-range shot, even shooting the 3, that will open things up in the lane for South Carolina. I'm going to tell you what, Victoria Saxon has been everywhere, done everything that doesn't always show up in the stat sheet.
10 rebounds for Victoria Saxon, plus the defense. Hello.
Hey, we asked Destiny Henderson who are some of the X factors on her team, and she was the first one to say V. Look, this is the mama on the team. She's one of the team captains. And what her teammates love and appreciate about her is it's not about scoring points. It's not about being in the headlines. Victoria Saxon is about winning. Look at her right there, going to work on the glass for South Carolina.
That's her 12th rebound. It'll be Aaliyah Boston, the one that's shooting the free throws. but a relentless effort to get to the glass. And to your point, Victoria Saxton has been a captain since her sophomore year. This is not a new thing. She has been a leader even as a young player for South Carolina. Well, this is just one Sweet 16 game. We still have plenty more to go. We are with you all the way through the Final Four, through that national championship game. We'll have a special at 7 Eastern on April 3rd. The championship game is at 8 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. Still to come here in Greensboro, Creighton, the 10 seed, against Iowa State. That game coming up approximately 9:30 Eastern over on ESPN2.
There's going to be some offense happening in this second game for sure.
Offensive foul on Deja Kelly.
Bree Hall defending up. Deja Kelly being aggressive to the basket. Look, these two teams playing to get to the Elite Eight. Ain't nobody going to back down.
Henderson will come and get it.
You notice with this lineup, North Carolina now starting to come a little bit further out of the paint. More spacing.
Henny's shot was just short. South Carolina does not have a three-pointer in the second half. All 6 came in the first. And that's the third on Deja Kelly. Creighton and Iowa State watching in the wings because the winner of that game will get the winner of this one. You talk about the 3-ball. Let's go!
I'm telling you, not only do they take a lot of threes, but they make them. You know, you can have shot takers. There's a difference between a shot taker and a shot maker. And both these teams have shot makers from the three-point line.
Look, I brought my umbrella. If it starts raining threes, I'm not afraid of superstitions.
Hey, I'm here for it. I'm all about getting rained on by some threes today.
North Carolina over 2 minutes without points. Zelaya says, nope, not anymore. She's got 8.
And then she comes right back down. Zelaya very physical with Aaliyah Boston on the block.
She's been that way all game. Boston on the baseline. Bree Hall. Bree Hall with the 3.
That's a freshman that has no lack of confidence. She trusts her work. She was ready to pull the trigger on that shot.
And then the takeaway. And South Carolina throws it away. 12th turnover.
Aaliyah Boston with the assist. Finds Bree Hall at the top. Hall let him know. She knocked it down.
It's another aspect of Aaliyah Boston's game. She knows where to put the basketball. She knows her teammates, and she sees the floor so well.
That's a great point because she doesn't just pass the ball to get rid of it. She knows who can do what with it and where to give it to them.
Deja Kelly tried to pull up a little bit off to the left. Offensive foul on Destiny Henderson.
Now, the transition defense by North Carolina has been on point. And again, remind you, they only go about 7.5, 8 players deep.
Whereas South Carolina has a lot of depth.
16. Got 16 players over there in the white uniform.
Hodgson reached out for it and saved it from going out of bounds. And that's going to be an offensive foul on Eva Hodgson. Excuse me, it's on Alyssa Usby. Her fourth.
Well, it's Usby that, she was set. That, I don't know about that one. I thought Usby was set on setting that screen. She didn't move to the left or the right, but stayed stationary. Zia Cook just ran into her.
1 second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Zia Cook with the basketball, already with 15 points.
Cleared out on the right side. Got to expect that Ami here is going to come set her a high ball screen and let Zia Cook go work to the right-hand side.
Usby was there, ready to meet her. And the two putbacks won't go. But South Carolina still with the lead, 56-45. We will hear from their head coach, Dawn Staley, when we come back.
Dawn Staley of South Carolina, and how would you rate your team's offensive looks that you're getting so far in the game?
I mean, we're shooting a lot better than 30%. I know that. So anytime that we can get some shots to go down, we're making some layups, we're missing some layups, we're knocking down some threes, we're missing some threes. I think our players are confident. At this point, it's about winning basketball games. It doesn't have to be pretty. So we can find different ways in winning basketball games. I don't care what the experts say. They can talk about our offense all they want. Okay, we're gonna bring the D, and eventually we're gonna hit some shots. We hit some tonight.
Thank you, Dawn.
All right, South Carolina defensive team. Let's go, Dawn Staley.
And she's exactly right. Look, the hardest two games are the two games to get to the Final Four. And a lot of times, they're not going to be pretty. And so the team that can really grind it out defensively, and if you can hold your opponents, look, you just have to score one more point than your opponent does. And so far, that's been the game of South Carolina.
Winner of this game will get either Iowa State or Creighton in the Elite Eight. That will be at Sunday. That will be on Sunday on ESPN.
Todd Williams and Deja Kelly are the two players South Carolina should be most concerned with in this offense.
Hodgson's shot is well off. Look, North Carolina's shooting 45% from the field, but they're down in this ball game. How?
Well, because South Carolina, even though they might shot a great percentage, they've got the size, the length to get those second chance opportunities.
Ami here with a second chance, a third chance. Aaliyah Boston, what do they say? Defense wins games, rebounding wins championships?
That's what Pat Summitt told me.
Oh, Deja Kelly.
And Deja Kelly, she is not going to go away. This is the leading scorer for North Carolina. She averages 16 points a game.
And held ball, South Carolina basketball. Look, Deja Kelly, 6th in the ACC in points per game.
Well, you've got Aaliyah Boston doing all that she needs to for South Carolina, but Deja Kelly, she's like back at you, knocking down buckets. North Carolina, they're trying to get back in this.
Henderson's shot in and out, trying to get her own rebound, but Todd Williams gets there first. Hodgson. And Zelaya, they came in waves.
And that's what North Carolina can do to you. You cannot get complacent. You cannot start clock watching if you're South Carolina, because North Carolina has weapons at all 5 spots.
Six seconds on the shot clock. And a wild pass from Lily Grissett results in the 14th turnover by South Carolina.
I wonder how long before Dawn Staley, well, answered my question. Victoria Saxon's got to get back on the floor.
Yeah, Saxton has had a huge impact, 13 rebounds and a couple of blocks.
Now this is the matchup Deja Kelly wants.
2 seconds on the shot clock. Shot rattled out for Todd Williams. Mihir's shot out. Usby moving. Stopped by Lily Grissett.
Lily Grissett doesn't give up on the play, the extension, the length South Carolina has. That's what makes their defense so good.
So now Saxton and Bree Beal back in the game for South Carolina. Two of their best defenders. Deja Kelly drops one right in the face of Cook. A 7-0 run for the Tar Heels.
Kelly's having to make tough shots through contact and still able to finish.
Putting together a highlight reel. 21 points for Deja Kelly. Blocking foul on Carly Littlefield as she was trying to come over and help on Aaliyah Boston.
You got to give her a step, Aaliyah Boston, and she went body to body. So on the pivot, that's what the officials see.
You didn't displace the defender?
That could have been the case. I mean, turning there and Littlefield got there outside the restricted area as well.
Saxton almost had herself a 14th rebound. Deja Kelly's got a great game. Keep them counting, 23 points. This is the 8th time this season she's gone over the 20-point mark.
Look, one-on-one, Deja Kelly has been able to score at will. I got to believe that Courtney Banghart is going to continue to run her offense through Deja Kelly.
Zelaya called for her 3rd foul.
Kelly has been able to get to the middle of the floor, going off that screen, really dictating when she wants to open that window, and when she does, she's able to knock her shot down.
Look, Bree Beal is South Carolina's best defender. Do you put her on Kelly?
Well, they are putting her, initially starting her either on Kelly or Todd Williams, but they're switching on all screens. And so what Deja Kelly is waiting on is to get a screen set for her, and it really doesn't matter. She scored on just about everybody
That's
already
true.
tonight.
Yeah. 20 points for Aaliyah Boston, 15 rebounds, and there's your matchup. Bree Beal on Deja Kelly right now.
Look, Bill's really trying hard not to let Deja Kelly get the basketball back.
Kennedy Todd Williams, the acrobats.
I'm telling you, Todd Williams and Deja Kelly, 2 players for North Carolina you need to keep an eye on.
Henderson, step back, short. Carly Littlefield.
I'll tell you, remember that play though. Deja Kelly was able to get in the middle of the floor. She continues to attack in the middle. That opens up either a lane for her to drive, or shooters are going to be wide open on the perimeter.
Meanwhile, South Carolina just 5 points here in the 4th quarter. Zaya Cook all by her lonesome. Boston, put back.
Look, Bree Beal is telling Zia Cook she should be on Deja Kelly.
Foul called on Zia Cook. Time is ticking down. The Elite Eight is growing closer in Greensboro. The NCAA Women's Championship is presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Well, guys, in December of 2021, local cosmetologist Elena White reached out to Aaliyah Boston on Instagram because she wanted a change for her business and thought Aaliyah would be the perfect model for unique colors. Now, Aaliyah Boston comes in, she sits down in the chair, does not choose any colors ahead of time, and doesn't even ask. It's actually completely up to Elena to come up with original colors. The only request that Aaliyah has is that they are knotless braids and that she blends at least 2 colors, so there's more dimension, which I can respect. She loves the time that they get to spend together, as you can see different sides to Aaliyah during that moment in the chair.
Well, here's what I know, Steffi, is some stats with the hair color.
Here we go.
All right, so when she has the pink and purple, that's in the first and second round of the NCAA tournament, she averaged 10 points a game and 14 rebounds a game. But her best look, it's the blue. Blue, she's got 15 and a half points and 12.5 rebounds a game.
Look, she told us, Steffi, it's got to pop on TV. Well, she's got 22 points and 18 rebounds tonight, so this pink and purple combo working pretty well. Zia Cook elevates.
Yeah, that's not a good shot. She wasn't all the way around. She's got to be on balance because she can make those shots.
Carly Littlefield.
I'm going to tell you, a bad shot for South Carolina could be buckets for North Carolina. Down the stretch these last 4 minutes, every possession is the most important.
North Carolina is shooting 47% from the field right now. South Carolina at 35. Offensive rebounds have been key for South Carolina. 23 offensive rebounds now for the Gamecocks.
Well, that's what's been saving South Carolina because their guards have not been shooting the ball consistently. You heard Don Staley tell Steffi at the half or at the end of the third quarter that, look, it won't be pretty. We probably sometimes have to win ugly, but you do that by getting on the glass.
I want to remind you our NCAA Women's Championship Sweet 16 matchups continue tomorrow starting at 11:30 a.m. Eastern. Number 1 seed UNC taking on NC State, taking on Notre Dame on ESPN, and then UConn and Indiana, followed by the Wichita Regional, Tennessee, Louisville, along with South Dakota taking on Michigan. Those are tomorrow starting at 11:30 Eastern. We will step aside. 3:19 left here in Greensboro. One team to the Elite Eight. Let's take a look at tonight's Capital One rewarding performance. It's going to Aaliyah Boston, 24 points, 19 rebounds.
Well, the biggest key when you say rebounds is offensive rebounds. Of those 19 rebounds, she has 11. And she's also finding the basketball to get it to the right person at the right time. Just a total all-around performance from Aaliyah Boston.
Already has that 27th straight double-double that extends the SEC record. Right now, though, North Carolina within striking distance. They have outscored South Carolina 14-9 here in the fourth quarter. And Deja Kelly has been a big part of that. The foul will be before the bucket happened. Third foul called on Bree Beal. Iowa State and Creighton. That is our second matchup here in Greensboro. You can see that one coming up later tonight over on ESPN2. They'll get the winner of this game.
Now, South Carolina, they have 2 fouls, 2 team fouls right now. North Carolina, they have 3. If they foul South Carolina again after that, South Carolina will be going to the free throw line.
3 seconds, they're running out of time. Littlefield lets it fly, and it was tipped by Lily Grissett.
And now Dawn Staley talking to her team. Look, the clock is on their side. They don't need to take a quick early shot. And when they do take a shot, they need to make sure they've got somebody to rebound and somebody back for transition defense.
And they've been great on the offensive glass with 23 offensive rebounds. Fourth foul on Bree Beal.
So now that's the 3rd team foul for South Carolina. After they have 1 more foul to give. In the last 2 possessions, Deja Kelly has attempted to drive to the basket. And when she does, more times than not, she is getting that foul call.
Here comes Kelly, number 25 in the Carolina blue. The dump off. The bucket for Anya Poole. And Dawn Staley calls timeout. It's a 4-point game.
Deja Kelly has established herself, her ability to score and then to be a threat. She garners so much respect with the basketball. And again, ball coming to the middle of the floor. Causes Aaliyah Boston to rotate up. And Dawn Staley talked about in practice yesterday, don't help up, help over. Guard's got to get over the screen, because if not, North Carolina can pick you apart.
Deja Kelly, 23 points, 3 assists, 4 rebounds. Each team with a foul to give. North Carolina has 4 timeouts. South Carolina with now 2 after taking this one.
And so now Dawn Staley got to call that timeout to make sure that her team knows exactly how important it is to use the shot clock, to not take early shots, and then she has to designate transition defense. Because if North Carolina gets the rebound or forces a turnover, they are off to the races, headed the other direction.
South Carolina hasn't had a field goal in over 3 minutes.
Now, and how long does North Carolina allow South Carolina to use the clock? Because North Carolina, they need some possessions.
And they still have a foul to give. Kelly comes out with the basketball, up ahead to Todd Williams. And it's a foul on South Carolina on the floor. Does not put North Carolina at the free throw line yet, but they're going to go to the monitor and take a look at this.
Call on the floor is a foul on number 3. Plays under review for a possible intentional foul.
So was it intentional? I thought originally Henderson was going after the basketball.
That's what it looks like to me. It looked like she was making a play for the ball. She didn't wrap her arms around Todd Williams. Just getting there as quickly as she could to possibly stop the shot attempt.
But this should be North Carolina basketball either way.
Absolutely, yes. But now with that being the foul on South Carolina, North Carolina, they're in the bonus. The rest, they've got one more foul.
One more. Yeah, this foul that they're looking at would be the 4th team foul for South Carolina, so still one more.
After review, the call on the floor stands. Foul on number 3.
Yeah, so nothing intentional, still a foul on Destiny Henderson.
Right. So now on the 5th foul, South Carolina foul again, North Carolina goes to the free throw line. They would be in the bonus.
So North Carolina will inbound this. It'll be Carly Littlefield to inbound. Deja Kelly is on the block on the near side. 23 points for her tonight.
The challenge is for Bree Bill, because Deja Kelly has not been stopped so far today.
And Courtney Banghart is going to have to use a timeout as South Carolina's defense made it really difficult to get the ball inbounds. Look, North Carolina has got time. There's 1:30 left on the clock. They're only down by 4. And yeah, it's been Deja Kelly who's been the main weapon, but we said it multiple times. They have so many players that can score the basketball.
Well, the thing that North Carolina has is not only do they have Deja Kelly, but they also have Carly Littlefield. And they have the ability to get to the middle of the floor. That's the soft spot for South Carolina. If they can get to the middle, they've had the opportunity to go score the bucket, or then that's when the kick out is for the shooters.
Yeah, and when one of those shooters is Deja Kelly, you're feeling pretty good because she's got 23 points, 9 of 17 from the field.
Well, and she has just been that threat offensively all night long. She has been able to work ball screens, been able to free herself up away from the defense and being able to knock down shots.
So here's Carly Littlefield, Deja Kelly trying to work on the high side. And that will send North Carolina to the free throw line. The foul on Victoria Saxton. First on Saxton.
Well, here's the thing. North Carolina, they are a good free throw shooting team. They shoot about 71%. That's high for what we've seen this season. A lot of teams have struggled from right there.
And it's 5th in the ACC. Littlefield's shot rattles out. Littlefield is 1 of 5 from the free throw line. Misses them both. Okay, North Carolina still has a foul to give.
Well, and they really need to go ahead and use it because they need to get possessions back. It's a 2-possession game right now.
One minute to go, South Carolina up 4. Add 2 more to that thanks to Leah Boston. Boston with 26 points. Deja Kelly lost the basketball.
Yeah, North Carolina's got a foul. Too much time is going to go off the clock.
And Dawn Staley's going to call timeout. But I'm surprised North Carolina didn't come up and foul immediately.
I would have expected for North Carolina to try to get, because North Carolina has still another foul to give before they go, which sends South Carolina to the free throw line.
Well, South Carolina got 2 more points from Aaliyah Boston inside.
Look at the spacing now. North Carolina's defense has started to really expand out of the lane, and this is why you don't do that, because that's where Aaliyah Boston can go to work when she has room.
Aaliyah Boston is the 4th player since 2000 with 20 or more points and 20 or more rebounds in a game in the Sweet 16 or later in the tournament. Look at the names on that list.
Tiara McCowan, Sylvia Fowles, and Courtney Parrish. That's great company. You see Aaliyah Boston, her leadership, when she came out of that timeout, she was still talking, repeating what Dawn Staley had told them in the huddle.
Second career 20-rebound game for Boston. And still South Carolina is able to tick off precious seconds. It'll be Gamecock basketball. 6 seconds on the shot clock.
Henderson's got to get it, yeah, and she's got to find the shot.
Aaliyah Boston was right behind her, backing her up, and gets fouled. And Boston will head to the free throw line.
I don't understand why North Carolina's not fouling.
Yeah.
They need the ball back. Two possession game. They can hit 2 threes and tie this thing up, but time is really, it's ticking away.
th made free throw for Aaliyah Boston.
The thing that South Carolina has to do now, if North Carolina doesn't call timeout to advance the ball, is they just have to give up twos. Run everybody off the three-point line, make it be a layup. A two-point shot's better.
Deja Kelly tried the step through and the rebound into the hands of Boston. Time and time again, South Carolina is tested, and the Gamecocks prove again they are elite. For the 6th time, we will see Dawn Staley and the South Carolina Gamecocks in the Elite Eight on Sunday.
Led by Aaliyah Boston, fantastic game. She had 28 points, 22 rebounds, efficient on the floor. That's what South Carolina had needed in order to advance to the Elite Eight.
You heard Dawn Staley say it. We're going to get there with our defense, with our rebounding. It may not be pretty, but we're going to get there. They were tough with their defense and those rebounds today.
This time of year, just win.